It is 1950 and the gangster mobs are secretly scheming away. Henry Hill, a 14-year-old boy, gets a taste of the gangster life and never turns back, despite his parents' concerns. Goodfellas, made in 1990 and directed by Martin Scorsese, is about the gangster life told through the eyes of Henry Hill, the antagonist of the movie. Hill, played by Ray Liotta, shows us the chaotic thriller that takes you through the life of a true gangster. The one scene that particularly stuck with me is the well-known club scene, Copacabana. Many are familiar with it because of its one long steady cam shot that follows Henry throughout the club. Many aspects of this scene all come together to create a sense of manhood that Henry has finally achieved. The beginning of the scene starts off with Henry leaving his parked car with some random guy. He tips him a 20, of course. I say of course because Henry will continue to tip throughout the entire scene. We notice the camera starts to follow the couple as they walk. This entire scene is filmed on one Steadicam shot. The camera is only a few feet behind Henry and Karen the entire scene, which gives the viewers a more personal distance. Both of their costumes are high-class clothing that makes them look wealthy. As they walk down the stairs into the club, the walls are painted like a jungle. This is a bit of foreshadowing just seconds before they walk into the crazy kitchen. The jungle symbolizes how chaotic the kitchen scene is. Another 20 is tipped for the man who opens the door for them. The music, Then He Kissed Me by the Crystals, plays throughout the whole scene. The music correlates with the emotions in this scene. This was one of Henry and Karen's second dates. Henry was still trying to make it up to Karen as he had bailed on her prior to this date. We know that Karen has feelings for Henry, and this is the first scene where Henry and Karen are alone. The music is a non-diegetic sound, which means it is not playing in real life. The diegetic and non-diegetic sounds in the scene never seem to overpower each other. This gives us a feeling of what is really happening in the scene, but also the emotions being felt by the music. Karen does not have many lines in this scene, but definitely plays a prominent role. Wearing a stunning black dress with white gloves, Henry holds her hand or keeps his hand on her waist for just about the whole scene. This signifies how mature Henry can be with women. The ability to impress Karen and take her to a nice date shows how Henry is no longer a young teenage wannabe gangster. He has made his way to manhood. As they get into the club, a table is immediately arranged for him and Karen. The way Henry knows just about everyone in the Copacabana club seems to signify how Henry has made connections at this club. The gangster life is all about the connections you have. Henry really shows he can make and maintain relationships, and this scene is a prime example of it. Another 20 is given to both waiters. We see here all of the friends that Henry has at this club. This is finally when Karen intervenes. It was no problem for Henry to tip like this. Henry had the money to do this. He had been a successful gangster for long enough that he was able to afford to tip with $20 bills each. By the end of this scene, not only can we tell that Henry is a gangster, but that he has also attained manhood.